After way too long, this is Soul Train, and welcome to Gordo Mastery Part 4, the Gordo Clip and Gordo Drop. Many thanks to cwjakesteel to bringing this to my attention first, but man, we've got some great thoughts here, breakdowns, and even further application to help you improve your Dedede game. Done right, the Gordo Clip is a valuable part of Dedede's lacking neutral game. When you space it right, it can lead to stage control, incredible damage, and some potential shield breaks. So what's the Gordo Clip? It's when you hit the opponent with only the hammer hit of your side special. However, when you hit them in such a way like this, just clipping the edge of the opponent's shield with the hammer hitbox, as I try to estimate here, Gordo will first not be absorbed into the shield, but instead be dropped straight down on top of them, thus the Gordo Clip. The Gordo Drop is very similar, but done from a full hop height, with different situational weaknesses and strengths. But done right, these techniques can lead to some great follow-ups on hit, as a shield drop punish, a disjointed aerial attack that does 25% when timed right, and even some shield break potential in the right situation. Alright, so to say again, Gordo Clip when spaced right allows follow-ups on shield drop or hit, allows potential offensive approach on whiff, is a disjointed but powerful aerial with kill potential there, and can even threaten shield. Of course, this doesn't cover nearly every option, but we'll dig into that more in the end and how you can work your way around that. That said, let's jump in with the first and most important thing, spacing. So take a look at this. I'm hitting Mario very specifically at the upper top corner of his shield, as shown here. The Gordo then is going to fall down, according to the arrows here, right on the other side of Mario. You generally always want to aim for this double-sided hit, one from the upper corner, and then Gordo hitting them from the other side. Done right, and it's a relatively safe offensive and defensive option. And again with the Lucas Clip, this works with characters of all height, but whatever you do, just don't do this too late or too close to the opponent, or as you see here, the Gordo will be eaten by the shield and you'll be eating a crap load of end lag. The obvious point here, spacing is critical. If you do it from too far away, that's not too bad, but you won't get any good follow-ups. But do it too close, and you're going to be eating those hard punishes. However, if you get it just right, that's when you can get potential follow-ups on hit or shield drop. And here are the best follow-ups we found. D-tilt is the fastest, most guaranteed, and works at the lowest percentages. Up-tilt works until about 50%, and you can extend the string if possible. Bear works until about 60%, but not before 30%. Bear's a little harder and DI dependent, so be careful with it. Up air though works until death if you read the DI right and you're quick. See here, it kills actually, but with heavier opponents you may need to execute a quick turnaround beforehand just to get the extra air and make the kill. So we know throwing Gordo too close to the opponent is bad, but if you throw it just a bit further away like this, and Gordo makes contact with the ground before the opponent reacts, you now have a setup opportunity. Anything the opponent does on reaction here is technically punishable. Here are just a few ideas for options you have in this situation. It totally is dependent on what your opponent is going to do. Are they scared and going to shield? Go in and grab them, or punish that. Are they going to roll in? Punish that. Or are they going to go offensive and try to reflect the Gordo back at you? You can punish that too. Experiment and see what works for you. Just be sure to try and think outside the box. In this clip, I opt to go for the safer jab option to cover the opponent's roll, and the read pays off for a quick D-throw bear. You really have to learn to get a read on what your opponents are going to do in the situation. For example, here I knew that Rosalina was going to roll, so I went for the ballsy F-smash. F-smash can also cover a reflect attempt by the opponent if they're going for it late. As you start mixing this in your neutral game, the opponent will start reacting, sometimes scared like this, in which you want to rush in and go ahead and punish that scared shield. Through all of this, be very careful. The end log on Gordo is horrible, and a fast opponent can rush in and punish you really hard if you're being predictable. To help with that, here's a simple rule. Use Gordo Clip on defense or close range interactions, and the Gordo Drop on offense or far away. To that end, the Gordo Drop is a great way to maintain momentum and really set up for some devastating traps. Here I've set up a very unfortunate trap for Mac who really doesn't have any good options. I'm going to charge the D-smash predicting his roll forward, and he's going to eat it. The beauty of throwing Gordo sooner is that you recover faster, often making you able to have some great follow-ups like the up air here. Now both of these techniques have great aerial clank potential, meaning if the opponent makes contact with the Gordo on frame 29, right when the hammer hits the Gordo, it will clank, they will lose, and eat around 25%. This is a fantastic air-to-air option, where even if you miss, the Gordo can still threaten and kill. Now notice that Gordo and the hammer hit already do significant shield damage. Because of this, in the middle of battle, you'll often find that just the Gordo itself will shield poke them once it's low enough. If the opponent keeps holding shield, you have definite potential to break it. F-tilt gets quite close, but not there. D-smash, though, probably gets the closest, and you can even hold that charge if you definitely want to get the break. The point here is, this will not break a full shield, but if the opponent has even shielded one of your back airs and they're playing passively, this will shield break. Of course, forward smash will work too, but if you're seriously going to land that like this, then, well, you've already won. Of course, all of this applies to the Gordo Drop, just in a different way. Here, it's clear that the Cloud Shield is weak, so I'm going to go for it. Now here's the difference. With the Gordo Clip, you get that added damage of the hammer, so the shield can be fuller. But with the Gordo Drop, you tend to have more time to react and punish. Use accordingly. Also, I want to highlight the specific windows of safety with these techniques. Here, you have that first window of safety right on frame 29. Whenever you hit them, they lose. Second, whenever Gordo hits the ground, like here, that's when you have time to shield. And then we just do another example of it right here. Now those of course are both with the Gordo Drop, but here's a different example of being safe with Ness. Here I whiff the dash attack, but Gordo still punishes him. Looks like I got a great setup in the Gordo, and I missed the follow-up, but you see where that would have gone. Now here's a few examples of how not to use these techniques. Mario and I jockey in neutral, and I go for the Gordo Drop. Bad idea. As a rule, never go for the Gordo Drop when the opponent is close enough to run under and punish you due to the awful end lag on the Gordo throw. The main point with this, read or react, never just throw moves out. Dash attack here? Why? Just throwing it out. And here I go for a jab, but Kirby's in the air, so I get smacked in the face. Here, Zero Suit is walling me out while it's there, and I'm punished for it. But after a great Gordo Drop, I forget how to play Smash, and miss the opportunity. Here I'm totally misspaced the Gordo, and Cloud happens. All that said, go easy on yourself while you're learning this. It's hard to start putting this into your game without looking like an idiot like I do here. Practice your spacing, practice your timing, and practice your situational awareness of when to use each option. Once you get these techniques down, use them to force your opponent to make some deadly choices. Here's a great example with our very own KongXL, who executes the Gordo Drop perfectly, in this case, twice for the kill. One last tip for you. You can use D-tilt Gordo as well, instead of just U-Gordo, as an alternative. It can lead to more follow-ups on hit, but it tends to be less safe on whiff or shield. It's totally situational, experiment and see what you can do with it. Sometimes you might just get lucky and snag that kill with it instead. As a final reminder, you have many other options in neutral. These are just one tool in the bag. Make sure you condition for them and do not abuse the Gordo Clip or Drop. That said, thank you for watching. I'm sure many of you already know these techniques and implement them even better, and if so, please shoot me your knowledge. I'd love to add to what we know in the Dedede Discord. Come join us, I'll put the link in the description. Otherwise, again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.